In this example, guys, this is in standard form. Would you guys agree?
Yes.
OK. Now, if you guys look at all those problems over there, you guys realize that all of those problems, the first term was x squared, which we have here, which is good. But the last term was always a square number, right? Is -1 a square number? Can you find a number and multiply it by itself and get -1? No, you can't, right? So this is not a square number, right? Now, again, to go from standard form to vertex form, we have to have a perfect square trinomial. This is not a perfect square trinomial. So what we're going to do is we are going to create a perfect square trinomial. All right? That's really what completing the square is creating a perfect square trinomial. So what we need to do is we need to find a value, c, that's going to make this a perfect square trinomial. And that's why the conversations that we had before, if you guys look at the binomial squared, like the middle term is times 2. Do you guys see it? It's xy times 2, right? That middle term is like 2xy, right? It's times 2. So to find this middle term, all we're simply going to do, again, this is in quadratic form. All we're going to do is take our b divided by 2 and square it. So we have 12 divided by 2 squared. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 6 squared is 36. OK, now that is the number that makes this a perfect square trinomial. Every single time, without fail. OK? However, guys, if you're going to add, actually, if you're going to add 36 to the right side, you have to add 36 to the left side, right? But in reality, guys, we want everything to be on the right-hand side. We don't want numbers on the left and right-hand side. So therefore, I could easily just subtract a 36 on both sides, correct? Which takes me to really, instead of adding something on both sides, you could also just add and subtract. It's really the same thing. But what's important about this, guys, is by doing the red, we found this lucky number 36. This is what makes a perfect square trinomial. It's just like any one of those. They all factor down to a binomial squared. And this one as a binomial squared would be?
X plus 6.
X plus 6.
Yeah.
Right? Square root of x, square root of 36. Is this 2 times x times 6?
Good afternoon.
Yep.
Faculty and staff.
Adam. It's all right. We're going to finish up and move on to the next one. A is positive, so it opens up, so it's a minimum.
Are extremely good. Well, we have a list of students who is being recognized by faculty or staff persons for what Dr. Richardson quotes every day, and that is demonstrating positive choices. So as I call your name, please report to the principal's conference room to pick up your